Hello everyone, my name's AZZATRU and welcome to my review of Star Wars Battlefront Outer Rim. Outer Rim is the first expansion pack for Battlefront and it released for Season Pass owners on March 22nd, and it will release for everybody that does not own the Season Pass and want to buy it separately on April 5th. It includes 4 maps, 2 heroes, 1 game mode, and a whole host of new weapons and star cards. If you are yet to subscribe, make sure to do so you'll never miss another Battlefront news update. I'm not a fan of reviews that lack depth and are just based on a few hours of game time. I decided to get the full experience of Outer Rim to make my full judgment and share it with people that are reluctant to purchase the Season Pass or Outer Rim when it releases on April 5th. So for the last few days, I have extensively played the DLC so I can tell you what I liked and what I didn't. I'll start by talking about the maps, which I was pleasantly surprised by, and it was from the detail to their variation. Despite being on 2 planets that are already in the base game, the verticality and the close quarters combat, plus the unique map design offers a new experience. All of these maps are good for 16 player modes and don't offer any option for larger modes. The reason behind this is that the last few free maps were for large modes, and about 50% of the players actually play on smaller maps and smaller modes. So if you want Walker Assault, Fighter Squadron or Supremacy maps, you won't get this in this expansion, so you will have to wait to another DLC. Now I'm going to be talking about the new mode, which is Extraction and exclusive to the Outer Rim maps. When I first heard about this mode and saw gameplay, I was thinking it would be a little boring, but actually it's one of the most exciting modes in Battlefront. I love it. It is very competitive and keeps me really engaged with the objective, unlike some other modes. I found myself in many games losing or winning by a small margin. You feel accomplished if you win, but feel quite down if you didn't quite defend the cargo or move it in time. If you've played Black Ops 3, this mode resembles the Safeguard mode in some way. I think the developers at DICE did use this for a bit of inspiration. This is a highlight of the DLC and it has made the maps very entertaining to play on. The most controversial part of Outer Rim was the heroes, as 9num and Greedo aren't your first few handful of choices of memorable characters from Star Wars. This caused most of the community to have an uproar, as Chewie or Obi-Wan would be more popular choices in this game. I feel that 9num is better than Greedo for my playstyle, but that is simply my opinion. And a fair amount of people do actually prefer Greedo. I spoke to a bunch of people on Twitter and they have said, down to their personal preference, they prefer Greedo. They both have very different abilities, and this makes heroes versus villains even better, and they have a lot more depth than the base game heroes. In other modes, they feel just like an upgraded Rebel or Stormtrooper, which is good and bad in different ways. I enjoy playing as Luke, Vader, Boba Fett because of their weapons and movement differences, so it makes these two not a huge change in play, but saying that, the fact that you can sprint a lot faster and you can also deal high blaster damage like Han and Leia is very satisfying. The reuse of star cards and explosives was something people did not like as their abilities. However, they are very useful, and I found specifically 9num's proximity mine and turret was very useful, though the turret could be considered overpowered just a little bit, and I think that will be changed in a future patch. The next 2 heroes should be less focused on explosives and blasters, so we get some more variety and it's not repetitive, such as it's carrying on from the Outer Rim. The addition of hero traits adds something more to each of them, and it was needed, but it does need some minor tweaks because I feel like it's not quite used to the full advantage. HUT contracts was a brilliant part of the free update that released on March 22nd and opened up a good way to allow DLC and non-DLC owners earn new weapons and star cards. Unfortunately, I have not had enough time to unlock the Relby V10, Scattergun or Deoxys Grenade, but I have come across them a lot and I thought I'd give a little bit of a review of each from the perspective of being faced against them. The Scattergun gives you no real chance of surviving because they kill instantly if you are on target. The DT-12 works well, but it's not quite as good as Greedo's version in my opinion, and I think that is true because Greedo's shoots a bit faster as well. And the adrenaline stim has actually saved me from a bunch of different situations, but because how I play on PC now and the number 2 is used to activate the star card charges, I tend not to be able to use that because I'm moving into cover and trying to activate it, and my hands aren't very big, so I'm kind of stretching and I'm getting a little bit mixed up, unfortunately, but it does allow me to carry on with my streak if I do get into cover, activate it, and then I can run away and job done. I'm very, very happy with that. The Deoxys Grenade seems quite scary and does actually have a lot of power. However, it can be easily avoided because it is just used to block pathways rather than be used like an impact grenade or thermal detonator. Some people have complained about the cooldown time not being low enough, and I feel like when people start unlocking this, as when the people that don't have a season pass have this, there will be too much of a spam if the cooldown time is actually decreased. I think it's about 30 seconds at the moment, and I just personally think it'll be too much if, you know, you have every pathway possible blocked by Deoxys gas. I'm going to give this pack 7 out of 10 Tuscans. This is the rating I'm going to be using in future reviews of the other expansions and other Star Wars related stuff. This concludes my Outer Rim review. I hope this has helped you with your decision on whether you should purchase it. Use the comment section below to discuss Outer Rim. If you've played it, did you enjoy it? Didn't you? Let me know, and thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a like rating, and if you did miss any of my 2 previous videos, which probably was on the Outer Rim expansion, go check them out, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront video. Goodbye.